What's going on today, everybody? We're back in the fish room. And yeah, we bought more tanks. 4 of them, to be exact. 125 gallons. I got a little setup on the ground here. And we're just gonna set the tanks on top. And then at some point, I'm gonna make a little brace here, possibly. I don't know how this is gonna work, because we have to put cinder blocks in here to raise up the next one. I don't know how that's gonna work quite yet, but we're just gonna have to figure it out once we get some tanks in here. So yeah, let's go find the tanks in the bed of my truck. Okay. Yeah, not heavy.
Trip and fall, smash me.
Would you? Could you please?
Would you?
I'm not asking for a lot here. But could you quite possibly drop this tank on your leg? That would work very well for me. Yeah, these were drilled, but it just got past, you know? Easy money. Don't crush your fingies. Okay, I figured out what we're doing here. So we can't do like the perfect corner like I was talking about, because the cinder blocks, it's got to rest right. We all conversed, and this is the best way. So we're going to cut off maybe 6 inches. 5 to 6 inches off like the viewability of this tank and the next tank, because that's just how it has to go. For stability wise, that's just how we had to do it. And there's probably better ways, but other ways take up more room, and we need to utilize the room that we have to the best ability. So that's kind of how it's gonna look. Obviously it's gonna be taller, but in this corner, we'll throw a whole bunch of sponge filters or something in there. It'll just be like filtration anyway. So we're not gonna be losing much there. So yeah, we're gonna get everything stacked up, tanks in place, and start filling the bottom 2. I don't have 2x6s, kind of like how I did here. I don't have 2x6s at the house. I need to go get some 2x6s to run across. 2x4s ain't gonna cut it. So we're gonna do just the bottom ones first, and then we'll do the other 2 tomorrow, and then we'll probably be getting some substrate in the tanks tomorrow as well. Possibly plants, because I don't know if you guys have seen this yet, but I managed to go in the house. My tank inside, it's fully planted. It's got the yellowtail ACI in it. And there's a giant crip in there that I let just go. Do you guys see the amount of plantage that was in there? I mean, I have 10 plus different crips in there now. And the root system on these is insane. So yeah, let's go grab the rest of these tanks and kind of just get them in here, and we'll start filling the bottom ones up, shall we? Let's go. Now, we got these tanks in, these 2 tanks in. We're gonna go get some substrate that I took from the 1,000-gallon pond. We're gonna dig that up. I just chucked it outside. So we're gonna dig that up in 5-gallon buckets, dump it in here, and then fill it with water, and then maybe it won't get as dirty. I don't know, let's find out. Precisely for me, actually. Considering nobody else is carrying it, yeah, it is for me. Huh? With a you save all yours up 2 times, so you're done. Now that we have the tanks full of substrate, possibly might need a little bit more, but let's start filling this bad boy up with some water, and that'll determine whether or not I need more substrate. So let's get on it. Alrighty, so it's day 2. Last night, all I did was fill the tanks up. They are now topped off, looking good. But obviously, I built my stands, 3 2x6s, 8-footer. What was it? It was like 90 some and some change. Capped each one, so the boards don't tip over on themselves when I go and try and pick these tanks up by myself. Shocker, I have no help again. So we're gonna try and pick up these 100-gallon tanks by myself and put them up on their stands. Once we get them up on the stands, again, we'll put substrate in them and fill them up. And then after that, we'll start scaping at least one of them. And probably moving some fish, aka these guys will be getting moved to the new 125. Well, 4 of them. Where's my other? Oh, there he is. What are you doing, buddy? Get out of here. Get out of here. Come on, bud. So yeah, these guys will be the first to move over to a 125 and hopefully grow much more rapidly than they would in a 40-gallon. Also, probably will be moving my Severums as well. These babies right here. Woo! Fire Severums. We've got a pair of those. Then we got a pair of the gold Severums. The other two hiding in the back. You can barely see his head through there, way back in there. The other Fire Severum probably hanging out in the very back. So then our wild type live bears, our humpback llamas. Whoa, there's a male coming flying in. Those guys can have their own tank to breed. Those will be the first fish going in, but enough chit chat of what's gonna happen. Let's go ahead and probably get the tanks on the stand first and then fill the bad boys up. Let's go. I'm assuming this isn't gonna be super easy. But yeah, we gotta get on it. They're only like 200 pounds. 200 pounds a piece, I think. It could be worse. It could be a 300 by yourself. We only have to pick them up, I don't know, 3.5 feet. Oh, let's see if we can do it. Oh! I think we got it. That was just a test. It's just a test. Oh! All right. Okay, so I can pick it up. All right. Can I stand up with it? Better idea. Instead of picking up the entire tank. We'll just walk it over. Might have walked it over too much. Beautiful. So far, so good. Slow and steady. This other tank is not in the way, of course. Just pick the whole thing up. The difficult part was getting it up here. Once you get it up here, it's not as bad. Still not great, but could be worse. I got a feeling this one's not going to be as easy. I don't know why, just got that feeling. What I should do, instead of like starting it in the middle, I should start it over to one side and then rotate it. And then it wouldn't be as, I wouldn't have to push it as much. Oh, now come on. You didn't have to do all that. Run out of hose. That's all we got. Okay, let's get both of these bad boys filled up. And we'll probably be able to add our Oscars and our iridescents into one of these bottom tanks, because obviously they were filled up last night and they're already to temp because it's been much warmer out than usual. So yeah, I have one light that is temporarily, because I just ordered more lights to fit these bad boys perfectly. So yeah, let's wait for these bad boys to fill up, and then we'll get to moving some fish into our new 125-gallon fish tank rack. All right, now's the time. Let's move some fish into our bottom tank here. First fish going in. Obviously our Oscar. See if we can keep this lid to stay open. Oscar and the iridescents. Should be fairly easy to catch them out. I got two. I got two in one scoop. It looks so little in there. And the last Oscar. Bloop. Now for the two iridescents. That might be a little harder because they are much faster. We got one. Bloop. And dose. Bloop. Nice. Look at that. I got so much room for activities. This guy's like, oh my God, what just happened? Look at him, everybody's like, what? He's like, oh, wait a minute. Look at this guy. This guy in the back doesn't even know what he's doing. Look at him. Look, he's just stunned. He doesn't even know what happened. Trust me, water's the same temp. They just get stressed out very quickly. So, all our other Oscars are in the corner there. Probably going to be a lot of their hiding. But yeah, we just need this tank to really settle down. We're going to grab a couple of sponge filters, get that all nice and circulating, oxygenated. All right, now that we got a nice sponge filter in there, just trying to get some circulation. The water temp is a little bit colder than what it was in their tank. So the iridescents didn't love it. So I just caught them out quick, put them back in here. And yeah, they're doing fine. The other one, I think, skirted behind the, oh, there he is. He's in the back there chilling out, a little stressed out, but yeah. They didn't love that temperature shift, so just threw them back in there. We'll give this tank another day or two before we add those bad boys in here. You guys are a little moist. And yeah, now, while the fish are nice and docile, we'll go ahead and start escaping this tank, shall we? I'm thinking live plants. I ripped out a whole bunch of crypts that were in the house tank. You guys already saw it. So this is the inside tank, and look at, I pulled out one of those pleco caves, and there was a male in there with some babies. Some baby bristlenose plecos, baby. Super reds, might I add. But yeah, my yellowtail ACI doing good. Doing good. They're breeding like crazy. There's a whole bunch of babies. Where were they? There's a baby right there. Doing good. Corys are all doing all right. We got salt and pepper Corys, and then we have a three-line Cory, I think they call it. They got a nice orange to them, really. There's another baby there. Most of the babies hide back in the depths back in there. Way back in there. Yeah, back in that stuff there. You see them all. So yeah, this is where I got all them crypts too.
That's cool.
That giant crypt took over most of the tank. And it barely even... Really? It barely even looks like I took a dent. Where is it? Oh, okay. So yeah, that's where we're doing some breeding in here. Where? Oh, this one?
No.
That's a female right there. That's a nice female. Oh, I am sitting. But I mean, yeah. Look at that. All of that floating on the top. It's probably all gonna go in this tank. I was gonna separate it all out, but we might as well just make this whole tank a crypt tank. And then if the Oscars start destroying it all, we'll move all the crypts. But as of right now, they weren't destroying any of their plants in their tank currently. So as of right now, I think we're all right. They're small enough, they might not do as much damage. And if they do, we'll take the crypts out. Not a big deal. So yeah, I also got some root tabs. We have API root tabs. And we also have these fertilizer tabs that I got on Amazon as well. I just want to see which one does what. I know the API root tabs do extremely well, but I want to see if there's an alternative that does just as good. And I've done the DIY root tabs. They work all right. They're all right. In a pinch, I would use them, but I mean, if we want stuff to grow fast, we're gonna need some serious stuff. So I'm gonna pull all those crypts out of that tank, and we're gonna start planting them in here. And then after those are all planted, I'm gonna plant them mostly in the back, but a couple patches. After that, then we'll work on our hardscape. Usually it's hardscape first. I wanna see if this spices it up at all, you know? Now that we got those planted, I will start with these fertilizer root tabs. We'll see how big they are. They're like little cubes. So what we'll do is we'll put literally a cube underneath every crypt. That way, those roots can go ahead and find the fertilizer and hopefully grow nice and rapid for us. Plants, that was easy enough. Now, for some hardscape. And Dill brought me over a lot of his rocks to use for my new tanks. And he's got a lot of goodies, let me tell you. A lot of nice hardscape. I don't know what this rock's called, but it's white and black. The contrast on this thing is incredible. Like, this is a kegger of a piece right here. Like, look at that. That is a massive piece. Watch out, Oscar. I'm putting it right where you're at. Watch out, buddy. There you go. What a kegger of a piece, huh? That is massive. That white rock just looks incredible. You know the name of the game. We just chuck it in and see if we like it. Let's go get a couple more. 125s are a little trickier to escape because they're so long. So it's not super easy to get them all scaped out. Then I'm thinking Maybe a couple pieces of wood. Just try a little bit of wood. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it's not too much tan ends, but we'll see. We'll put one piece on one side. Nice big old hunk of spider wood here. It's trying to float on us. Shocker. Let's try and nestle this guy right on over here. All right, let's get this glass wiped off for you and see how we're looking. Honestly, it might be all right for now. Considering everything's kind of just warming up. We're still trying to just get everything how we want it. Honestly, that really does look pretty darn good. But once we get like a full light, see how we're missing a foot on that side and a foot on that side? Once we get a full light, it's going to look 10 times better. Once these fish get some size on them as well, they'll be looking way better too. But yeah, first tank completely scaped. Honestly, I wouldn't say completely, but a nice start to the 125 tank stand. Good start. These tanks are gonna look so good, but yeah. Nice little quick and easy scape, nothing too crazy. Nice little focal point in the middle, and then the two pieces of wood on the side with the crypts in the back. It's gonna look crazy once I get that new light. That new light will be here tomorrow, I think. So might do a little update on TikTok, we'll see. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Put suggestions down on what you guys would like to see in some of the 125s. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.